Hi,
Wow.
hi, 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 hi.
Wait,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited. Wow, Jackie, I've never seen you so excited before. And I'm really excited to be here with you hosting Dadurday Night Live. I just want to welcome everyone who's joining us on Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube, Instacart, DoorDash, and every other platform. And we also just want to be mindful and grateful to the musical guest, Teletextile.
That's why I'm so excited.
Me
Teletextile.
too.
Oh, and my four dads. I want to say that the thing about my four dads is that I really really enjoy everybody's family choice. Alternate families is one of the most beautiful things about living in the beginning of the 21st century, and the
No,
fact that
well,
they're
Jackie, I don't think the four dads are all part of the same family, actually. I think they're each in a kind of traditional, maybe heterosexual even family with, traditional family values.
oh
I'm not really sure though. I'm not sure, but I
that's
don't
great.
think that, yeah, I mean,
That
you
I
know,
support traditional heteronormative families with a man and I mean, I'm actually in one, but I try not to share that all the time. But um, that's okay. I'm a little disappointed, but okay.
sorry, I know. I wondered why you signed us up for this and now I understand. Well, we do have a show coming up on a commune,
Yeah.
so
Oh, oh,
that's gonna have a lot of probably alternative
oh,
family
goat yoga.
considerations.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. Um, so anyway, we're just so happy to be here and there's a lot of exciting things coming up. We've got teletextile, we've got Dadurday Light, we've got other things I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you about, so I'll probably just stop there. But, before any of that happens, we just want to take this opportunity to share some of our wisdom, as Jackie puts it, with all of you, because I believe that both of my four dads, or maybe all three of them, are dads. And so they probably could use some parenting advice. So, and maybe some of the people in the audience as well. So, and I understand one of the dads is going to help us in taking some questions from the audience. So, it would be great if any of you have some questions for us about parenting. If you can just put them in the chat.
It can be about parenting. It can be about growth. It can be about how to parent an infant or parent a teenager or parent your spouse. Any kind
Yeah.
of parenting
And
questions.
while people are putting those in the chat, I just want to say, Jackie, I'm so glad that you talked me out of staying in New York. I don't know if everyone knows this, but I actually hitchhiked out to New York because I thought that's where we were supposed to go to be on Saturday Night Live. And then I got there. It really didn't smell very good. It was hot. And I decided to come back. So I hitchhiked back.
One advantage of you being in New York is since you sleep outside anyway, you probably didn't have to pay for a hotel.
No, I didn't. I didn't, but it was very noisy out
Mhm.
there. And it was hard to find a space that wasn't, it turns out like the nice little spot I found in the park was already somebody's like spot, so I had to move. Anyway,
We're glad to have you back. This is a Zoom background. This is
yeah,
a.
I got that. I figured that out and
I'm,
yeah, thank
I'm
you.
just at
I
home.
wish you had mentioned that earlier, but it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Maybe should we take some questions,
yeah,
Jackie?
yeah.
Yeah, there's been some very great ones coming in. I have one. The first question that popped up: at what age does it become inappropriate for a child to have an imaginary friend?
Well, the real question there is, what is imaginary? I mean, are you saying a friend that's not in the physical material world, Or are you talking about a child's spirit connector?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure which of my friends are imaginary and which aren't. I think most of them are not imaginary, but maybe, maybe they are.
Jill, I have some bad news for you.
What is it?
Darian is actually imaginary, not even a spirit connection, not a ghost, not somebody calling from the other side,
Darian?
just imaginary. Yep, there's no Darian, just in your head.
But wait, does it, do you mean like that really good chai latte he made me? Was that also imaginary?
No, that was just made by the barista. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know
I
I know that's hard for you. Uh, it took us a while to figure out what was happening because you kept talking to somebody, and you kept talking about how soft his pelt was. We were very confused, and then we finally understood. And by we, I just mean me. I sometimes refer to myself as we. It's a
I'm
royal
glad
thing, except of course I'm not
I
royal.
I kind of wish you had brought this up maybe when we weren't on a live broadcast because it's really a lot for me to take in and I want to try to help other people.
Oh,
So,
I'm sorry. I think everybody supports you. I think everybody probably supports you in your grief.
okay. Oh, Darian, 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 Darian.
Are you going to practice the 7 stages now? I actually, it didn't occur to me, but you probably should.
Should we
You
just
know,
go through them like really
yeah,
quickly so we can get to
exactly.
the next question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, I'm super angry.
Yeah,
I'm is disappointment one of them, I think, and
absolutely.
also
Yes.
like I'm kind of hungry,
Yep.
so that's probably okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's all three.
I'm constipated.
Yes.
Um, I'm really sad. I'm pretty sure that's and
Yep.
then I'm
That's big. Uh,
impatient
patient.
and okay, I'm wow, all right.
One more. One more.
I'm overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah. Of course you are, honey. But that was 7, so you should be done now. You're okay?
Okay.
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 Good. All
Okay,
right.
thank
Good.
you.
7
We've
stages
gotten through
complete.
that.
Done.
Darian's imaginary. It's okay. I of course I should have realized when the pelt should have been a clue.
Yeah, but you know.
Okay, I think we
Next
could take
question.
another question.
Yeah.
Another question from Crystal with a Y. What's the best food to feed them?
Oh,
Well, I mean,
is the Y
air.
the first? Is the Y the first
Yeah.
letter, or
Oh,
It's it's
it's a
just Crystal
silent
with a
Y?
Y.
It's just
Yes,
a
yes,
silent Y at the beginning. Okay,
yes.
thank you. I just needed to see it in my head. Okay,
yeah.
go ahead,
Well, I'm thinking
Jackie.
air, grass, whatever you're eating. Just because if they're imaginary, you can feed them. They don't have to eat. They're not hungry. Darian didn't actually eat anything, like food wise, because
You know,
Darian's not real.
I'm just concerned the person asking the question seems to have a lot of us and them thinking. I mean,
Mm,
really, there's no them. There's just us. There's what do we feed us? What will nourish us in this lifetime, in this body? And I think that if we, as you said, Jackie, just eat a lot of grass, and forage in the woods, which is what as you know, that's how I feed my children, probably 60% of their diet, depending on the time of year. That's what we should feed ourselves.
just want to be super clear again, though. Imaginary friends don't have to eat.
They don't. Darian never, I offered him so many different, he just, okay, I'm over that though. I'm fine.
Uh, Another question?
From Christian, what was it like when your baby was born and you saw them for the first time?
Mm,
Them, again, them in the question. It's so painful. Jackie, I think you should answer this because I need to.
okay. Do your 7 stages. Do your 7 stages. Okay. And I will answer this because here's the great thing is First of all, I'm appreciating the them because I really prefer gender neutral pronouns. And linguistically, we don't have a lot of choice these days, so them actually kind of works for me. So just saying. But I had the good fortune to see my child before my child was born. Not in an ultrasound, but actually, I had a dream visitation. So the very first time I saw my child was uh, I was about 19 years old, and I was actually eating a slice of pizza when I ate pizza, and there was my child. I was a little surprised. I was a little surprised, but it really motivated me to stop smoking and to become a vegan. It set me on this path that I'm on right now.
You know, Jackie and I first met in prenatal yoga, and we spent a lot of time visualizing our children. And when our children were born, we already knew them.
Mm.
Um, so I think there's nothing else to say about that really, except just take another question.
This one's from Jason. My son wants to go to college. Should I rob banks or liquor stores to pay for it?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jason, that you have to deal with your child wanting to go to college. I mean, college, it's I've worked really hard for my children to sort of break free of this idea that they have to have an education, use utensils when they eat, or, use the bathroom to relieve themselves. And I'm imagining you might be fighting this on several fronts. They might be trying to do all of those things. And I really feel for you. And I understand why you might want to rob a liquor store because you just want your children to be free.
I This is where Jill and I differ a little. I actually feel like it's really okay for kids to go to college. I really do believe that if that is their path, that is their path. And I just want to give an answer because it sounds like you need one. Liquor store, clearly because of the devil drink,
Yes.
you know. Uh,
I think,
Replace
yeah.
all liquor with kombucha and a little weed, and you'd be great.
Yeah, please don't rob a kombucha store because
Oh
that would just
no.
be very damaging
Yeah.
to many people.
Well,
But
yeah.
yes, robbing a liquor store, actually, that sounds like a really good idea. And then just invest that money into your children's development. Yeah.
Another
So,
question?
Yeah, we've got another one. Jason's having a difficult time. Jason writes, I'm a child of a mother who's watching this program right now. Where
oh,
did she go wrong?
I think watching this program is really, I think that was, I mean, I assume you've never tuned in before, and then you heard that we were going to be on the show, and maybe you felt something, from the universe, and you thought, even though Jason's been doing the show every week, and every week I pray that he stops doing this horrible show. But then you felt, oh, Jill and Jackie are going to be on. Maybe if I tune in this time, I can help my son stop having this horrible show. And I think I'm with you on this. I hope, Jason, that you can learn from this experience tonight that this show is not a good use of your time and energy.
Jill, I I think Jason might enjoy doing the show. I think Jason's feelings might be a little bit hurt right now.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. He can, if that's true, Jason, you may want to practice the 7 stages of grief about letting go of the show, which, get something to eat.
I I agree. I agree, but I also think, Jill, that you might owe Jason an apology.
Okay, well, I'm gonna meditate on that a little bit. I'm not sure if that's true, but oh, Jackie, you're always right.
Do you think here, we'll say it together with each other and then you can say it to Jason separately.
Okay,
Repeat
it's
after
hard for
me.
me. It's hard for me.
I'm sorry that I didn't take your feelings into account about Dadurday Night Live.
I'm sorry, Jason, that I didn't take your feelings into account about Dadurday Night Live.
I appreciate that this is something you choose to do for your own and other people's enjoyment.
I appreciate that this is something you choose to do for your own and other people's enjoyment.
I'd
And
like to see you crossing your hands, like on
I
your heart really.
I appreciate that this is something you choose to do for your own and other people's enjoyment. And I was wrong because you bring joy to people throughout the San Antonio metro area and perhaps beyond. And I apologize. I apologize to you and to your mother, who should support you in everything that you
I
do.
think you should also apologize to the other three dads, even though it's not one
There's
family, they're kind of like a family.
are there actually four? I mean, I know they're called. I thought that was just a name. I thought there were just two of them, but they just called themselves my four dads. Like
There's
the
some dads.
Thompson twins. There's like
Oh,
three Thompson twins.
Uh,
I mean, it's. I don't know how many dads there are, but I'm sorry to both of
I
you
think you should
or all
apologize
of
to
you,
all dads. All
all
dads.
dads everywhere.
All
I'm
dads.
so sorry.
And while we're at it, because I hate to be like, I hate that gendered term, dads, mother, father. It's very gendered. Let's apologize to all parents for stepping on their feelings. You can do it. Come on, Chili.
Jackie, I'm starting to think you're kind of making this a little bit bigger than it was. I mean, I'm a good person.
Um, of course you are. Yeah. All that eco-friendly traveling you just did. You're a very good person.
I think I told you this earlier, Jackie, but it took me a really long time to hitchhike back from New York because I would only take rides with electric vehicles. And there were certain parts of the country, like, I'm sorry, Texans, but there aren't that many electric vehicles in the Texas Panhandle, and I had to wait a very long time to get a ride. Okay,
Did you
I
forget to
think I'm
take your
okay now.
supplements this morning? Because
No, I didn't.
you didn't forget? You did forget. You
I
didn't.
did. I forgot to
Yeah.
take my
Yeah.
supplements.
I thought, yeah. The zinc.
I didn't take my zinc. Okay, well, I think I've apologized enough, and maybe you should just take some questions, Jackie.
Sure. I think just as long as we keep sending apologies out into the ether,
Okay.
I think it'll be okay. All right. Hey, let's take another question.
We've got two more questions. This one is from Dan. Can my child eat cake every day for breakfast or only for dinner?
Oh, wow. I think that I think that as long as the cake was made with love, it can be eaten for every meal. As or just love could be eaten for every meal, but eventually probably cake should something else besides love, usually once a day or so.
As long as it's gluten-free, sugar-free, made out of only locally sourced ingredients and contains grass.
Grass cake.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll share our recipe for grass cake after. It's very popular, especially on St. Patrick's Day.
Very good for the intestines.
Yeah,
Moves things through.
yeah. It helps you deal with that fourth stage of grief.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well,
Sounds like we've got one more question.
We've got our final question. This one comes with a story. This is
I
from
love
Jeff.
stories.
Oh, yes, it's a wonderful story. This is from Jeff. We were digging a pond today, and our 4-year-old would not get out of the pit. How do you get a 4-year-old out of a pit?
When you're in a hole, dig down.
Yes. Jackie, that is so wise. Because some people would think, oh, I'll just keep trying to climb out of the pit. I keep sliding back down. Maybe if I just dig a little foothold and I put, no, no, no. You're doing it all wrong. Dig down. Uh, why? Why should you do that, Jackie? I mean, well, you can't get out of the pit that way, actually, now that I think about it. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, yeah, it really doesn't. Damn it. I thought it was such a good one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying it in the chat. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. Yes, that's exactly what it is. You guys are smart. You gotta keep going. You're in the hole, dig down. Yeah.
Just dig down
Or,
and you'll
you could just let the 4-year-old climb out on their own because then they learn how to climb, which would be good. That's really a very healthy thing to do. Sort of neglectful parenting.
you could also just lower cakes down into the hole
Hmm.
and, throw some straw down. And eventually they'll grow enough to get out. I don't know. Maybe that's not good advice.
Hey, we are from the Heart with Jill and Jackie, and this has been really fun. And I need some cake.